Hello and welcome, Toolkit Masters. Fantastic to have you here. Q&A Thursday has rolled around again. Now, as you probably can tell, this is not a live Q&A Thursday. This is very unusual for us, but every now and then in the year we have one or two pre-recorded ones for whatever reason. Might be a work reason that I'm out of town, or for this particular reason I'm actually overseas. So I wanted to make sure that you did have a Q&A Thursday and it wasn't going to be mucked up by time differences or internet issues or whatever. So I pre-recorded one for you today so that you can watch it in your own time. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Fantastic to have you here. I've got some exciting news to share with you. We've got some 3 brand new tools that have just been uploaded on the tool suite this week. So they are ready for you to download right now. So I want you to get online and have a look at them, especially if they resonate with you. And I wanted to reintroduce 3 other tools that have been really, really popular that you might not have had time or haven't had the need to download at this stage, just to reiterate that they are there for you. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So bear with me and we will go through them. All right, so I am going to share my screen with you. So bear with me. All right. Here we are. Okay, so live coaching, and in fact, that's telling a fib because it's pre-recorded, but there you go. I didn't change the template. Okay, so we are going to talk, as I said, about some new tools that I'm introducing to you guys. So there's a few new tools that are coming online over the next few weeks, but there's 3 in particular that have just come up this week that I'm really, really excited to share with you. So let's get onto those straight away. Right, so the first one is, in my coaching, I have had lots of people that have had lots of issues with anxiety, with stress, with some mental health and all that sort of stuff. And we're coming up to that really busy time of the year. There's some mini peak periods and for lots of companies, and things are really getting, quite busy. And so it's really quite a dangerous spot for us to, as leaders, to really be aware of not only our own well-being, but that of our well-being of our teams as well. So there's a few new tools on the tool suite that's come up with regards to, people's general well-being. But this is the 10 stress relievers that you can do right now to help any stress-related symptoms that you've got. But remember, this doesn't take away your first port of call of actually going to seek help from a medical practitioner of some sort if you need, need to. Because if you're experiencing some symptoms of stress or anxiety, then you need to go and speak to a professional. But if it's just something that's an interim period that you know that you've got quite a heavy workload and you just need to try and get through this period of time, then these could be some 10 simple ways that you can help relieve that stress and anxiety that might be causing you a few issues at the moment. And then not forsaking as well that your general GP is easy to go to, and he might have some remedies for you as well, or she might have some remedies for you as well to, support your journey of being the best version of yourself. So make sure you go and do that as well. But it's just nice and handy to have a look at this. Now, there's a number of pages to this tool. I think this is just the first page. So you've got about 3 or 4 pages to this. And there is 10 simple ways in there that we can just make tweaks to our everyday life that might help relieve those symptoms of anxiety and stress. So have a look at that, download it. If it's not for you, then think about some people that are on your team that might find this useful. If it's a conversation that you need to have with someone, if you can feel somebody, perhaps they are under a bit of stress or anxiety, maybe you can sit down and have a chat to them. This can start a conversation that would really help them, I would suggest. So download that, have a look at it, have a read. It doesn't mean you have to do all 10 of these, but even if you can pick a couple of ones that really you think that you can do, or, one of your team members that you might be speaking to, you can say to them, you don't have to do all of them, but if there's a couple on here that really resonate with you that you think that you can do and it may help, then let's get cracking and let's give you the support and resources you need to make sure that happens. So that's number 1. Okay, so that's a new tool that's on the tool suite right now for you to download when you get the opportunity to do so. So make sure you do. All right, so what's the next one that I want to introduce you to? Okay, so we've got some SMART goals and some examples of SMART goals. So what we've done is, we've gone into how we goal set. We've gone into in one of the modules there, and you might not be up to it yet, but it's really, really important when we get to sort of the mid-year sort of time frame, when we start thinking about what are we going to set for our goals for the next year, for the new financial year? How are we going to set them? What are they going to look like? So when we talk about SMART goals, they need to be, specific. They need to be quite specific in what you say. They need to be measurable. They need to be attractive. They need to be realistic, and they need to be time bound. So these are things that are really, really important if you're going to make sure that you develop some goals that are not easy to achieve, but certainly achievable. Okay, so what I've done is we've taken some goals that are really good examples of what a SMART goal looks like, and we've put it out there. And there's some goals that are business unit type goal setting that you can have a look at there and maybe tweak a few words. There's some there for performance goal examples, and there's another few pages in there as well that you can copy and have a look at. And maybe there's some in there that you think, what, that's the exact goal I'm looking for. I just need to put, tweak it to my company or my department or my area. And that maybe you've got a good starting point of where you want to go. So that's probably what it's all about. It's to give you some really good examples of what a goal could look like, because sometimes we have these airy-fairy goals and they're really not measurable and they're not time-bound. And then people look at the goals at the beginning of the year, and then the last time they look at them is the last bit of the year just before they get a performance review or something, and that's not what you want. You want something that's going to be relative and create excitement and all those sorts of things. So have a look at that, see if there's anything on there that might help as you get to that goal setting time of the year, and see if there's something that you can take off there. It might help. So there you go, there's some SMART goal setting examples for you, and there's quite a few pages to that tool too, so make sure you download them all and have a look. All right, so what else have we got? We have got, okay, so we had some conversations came through the email about some people having to do some presentations, and did we have anything to help them, get their presentations in some sort of logical order? So what we did is we created a template, and this is coming out of how to develop a killer presentation module. And this is how you can create a presentation that's really in a logical sequence. It grabs attention at the beginning, it reinforces the key points at the end, and then you have the stuff in the middle. So it's really, really easy to follow. And what we recommend is that you have 3 main key points, and that's enough. And then that will help you sort of list something, put something together. So hopefully that will help for those that have been asking about, hey, I have to make a presentation to my team, how do I do it? Or have to make a presentation to my peers in the next team meeting, and I'm, a bit nervous about it. This tool might help you. It might just put things in logical order. And there is a little bit of text in there to tell you exactly, what we were talking about when we put this together. So hopefully that would help. And remember, with this particular tool, it just takes you through the bare minimum of what you can do. So it doesn't, get too complex. So have a look at it, download it, and see what you think. We'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, so there's 3 new tools that are coming onto the tool suite, which is really, really exciting. And there's more to come too, but we'll introduce those as they come back from the graphic designers. The other thing that I wanted to go over is show you 3 tools that have been really, really popular, and what's already out there. So these have been popular. They've been downloaded a fair bit, and they're continuously being downloaded. So obviously they're making a difference. I wanted to reintroduce you to them so that you had the opportunity, if you haven't yet done so, you get to download them as well. They may just help exactly what you need right now. So they might just be able to be there to help you. All right, the difficult discussion planner. This one has been downloaded probably one of the most. It's the most popular tool. So what happens here, it allows you to sit and think about how you're going to have that really, it could be you're feeling like it's going to be a confrontation. You're feeling it's going to be a discussion that somebody might be a bit emotive. Those difficult discussions. So this will allow you to sit down, work out exactly what you want from that discussion, how you're going to start, what's your predicted prediction on how they're going to respond, and then how are you going to respond to that? So it really sort of dictates the way of the land of how that conversation is going to go, and tries to remove all the fluff and nonsense out of that conversation so that it can flow properly and get the message across that you're trying to get across, and hopefully get the result that you really, really need. So make sure that you download that one, because it's really, really popular and has really made a difference with people. The other one is probably our biggest tool. I think this is about a few pages long, but it's over 50 miracle coaching questions. So when we talk about this, there's over 50 questions in this that you can create a conversation with. So remember when we talked last week, we talked about part of being a great leader is having 2 ears and 1 mouth. So therefore you want to speak less than what you listen. So we got 2 ears, so we listen at least twice as much, hopefully 3 times as much as we speak. And to create that conversation, we ask lots of questions. So how did you get that? What did you have? What have you done already? All these open-ended questions. And sometimes we get stuck of, what question should we ask? So download this tool. It's the 50 miracle coaching questions. It's got questions for all different scenarios that you're going to find. I'm not saying let's learn all 50 of them. What I would suggest to you is go through them, pick 5 or 6 that you think, you know what, I could really reel those off really quickly without, and they would probably work out that they're generic enough to fit into many situations. So get 5 or 6 of them, stick them in your brain box so that you can peel something out when you want to. So that's a really, really great tool to download. And once you've got your 5 or 6 in your head and you've used them a couple of times, have another flick through. There might be another one there that you want to add to the question bank in the brain. All right, so that's a really good tool, and it has proven really, really handy for quite some people. And I guess the last but not least, the one that's been up there for a little while now is, whoops, went too far. Let's rewind that one. Is the one-on-one quality discussions. So this is about 4 pages long, this tool, and I hesitated about creating a one-on-one template because there's so many companies that have their own, but this is mainly for people. This pretty much has everything in there. So if you only want to do 1 or 2 bits of it, that's fine. So you pull out the bits that you find is going to work for you in your situation and your team. I guess the biggest thing here is that you're having those crucial conversations. You're having those quality conversations with your team on a regular basis. That's what's really, really important here. Having this one-on-one tool allows you to, have some sort of set agenda so you can talk about some things. But there also needs to be time to have that creativity, to let you listen more, go back to your coaching questions, ask some really great coaching questions, and receive information. So that's for them to talk and you to listen mainly. So that one-on-one tool might help you as well. So download that if you haven't done so thus far. You'll find it really, really, really helpful. All right, so that's it. We've got 3 new tools going on. So have a look at those 3 new tools. Some really fantastic stuff there. 3 new tools that are already on the tool suite at the moment, so make sure you have a look at those. I think we've got about nearly 20 tools on there, so have a look what's in there, because you never know what you might find. You've got 3 going up that should be available now. They're going up this week, and those last 3 are already there, so have a scout through and see if you can find them. All right, so without further ado, that's pretty much it that I wanted to share with you today. So I hope that helped you. Remember, have a look at those, the 10 relievers of stress and anxiety, because it's been quite relevant lately with some people that I've been coaching on a closer basis that have needed that. So have a look at it, see if there's something that resonates with you or one of your team members, and see if that will help. All right, fantastic. So without further ado, that's the webinar today. Next week, we will be back live. So join me, have any questions that you might have, get on to ask@teamleadertoolkit.com. Ask me any questions that you might have, and we'll go from there. If not, we've already got a topic picked out for that time as well. So it'd be fantastic to chat to you then. All right, take it easy. Have a fantastic rest of the week and weekend, and we will see you live next Thursday. All right, cheers. Bye for now.